Hello, welcome to Tomorrow Again. Please thumbs up this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed, and you can share this video wherever you see fit to share it. And for those of you who are new to this channel, I just wanted to welcome you. And for those of you who have been around a while, you know I always appreciate your support, and I always appreciate your comments, and I appreciate you viewing my videos. I wanted to talk to you guys today about something that I experienced that to this day I really can't put my finger on what happened. It's story time. Well, it was 1975 and I had gotten a job. I was in high school, and I was excited to be working. I was excited to be able to buy whatever I wanted. My grandmother didn't require me to give her any of the money that I earned. She didn't require really for me to do anything with it other than spend it. And that's what I did. Well, I'd gotten paid. It was, matter of fact, it was my last paycheck. And the company that I worked for was a company that hired a bunch of school-age kids just for the summer. And to thank us for working hard and participating the way we should, they threw us a little cookout. So we went to the cookout, and it was fun, and we, just kind of talked amongst ourselves, and we ate tons of food. They had lots of food there. And back in those days, I could eat whatever I wanted, and I didn't gain a pound. So I had to go to the bathroom, and I had I'd already cashed my paycheck, and I had stuffed it down in my jeans pocket. And it was the front pocket, which nowadays there's no way I could do that. But anyway, getting back to the story, I had cashed my paycheck and stuffed the money down in my jeans, and I think my last paycheck was like maybe $90. It was under $100, and believe it or not, that was kind of like full-time wages after taxes back in the 70s. And so I asked one of my coworkers to go with me to this sort of outhouse type bathroom at the park that I was terrified to go there, but I had to go really bad. So she stood outside the little outhouse, and I went inside. And the first thing I did before I even went to the bathroom, I was checking my pockets to make sure that my money was still in my pocket. It was nowhere. It wasn't in either front pocket. It wasn't in the back pockets. It wasn't anywhere. I checked everywhere, and the money was just gone. So when I came out of the little outhouse thing, I told my coworker I lost my money, and I made sure as I left out the outhouse that I hadn't dropped it. And the two of us just kind of looked around at the park, and we never could find it. And then told some other coworkers and my supervisor the situation, and no one found it. So it hit me hard because that was my last paycheck for the summer, and I was going to use that paycheck to buy school clothes and McDonald's and every restaurant known to man, to buy, I wanted to buy some books. One book in particular I had my mind set on, and I just was broke, and I had to go home and explain to my grandmother that I had lost every dime of my paycheck. So I went home and I broke the news to my grandmother, and she said, well, you shouldn't have took it out there. I told you just to leave it at home, and you shouldn't have took it out there. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And I just felt bad. I laid down and tried to go to sleep because I didn't want to think about it anymore. How I had, lost all my little money, and so I got up and I thought, well, let me take a shower and just go back to bed because I was just feeling that miserable. So I went to take a shower, took my clothes off, and grabbed a towel to put it on the towel rack. And then I looked down on the floor in the bathroom, and there was my money, every dime. It had fallen from from somewhere. And when I tell you that I literally checked all over, and that money was not there at the park. And when I walked into the bathroom, there was no money on the floor there. No one had lost any money. But somehow, some way, that money came back. And I just really don't have a clue of how that happened. I mean, it was summer. Maybe it stuck to my body, but I felt all over, and I just kind of, dust myself off looking for the money. I went beyond the call of duty to look for the money. And then when I got home, I laid down in the bed after I talked to my grandmother, and the money, it was nowhere until I went into the bathroom and undressed, and on the floor was the money. My grandmother didn't put it there. It wasn't there until I took my clothes off. So somewhere on my person, that money must have been stuck. But I am positive I put it in my left front jean pocket. I didn't have a wallet. And so I don't know. I don't know how that happened. And I got another story for you, except this happened in the 90s. I was an adult. And oh boy, I tell you. Well, I had went to pay my electric bill. It was on a Friday, and I wanted to, get there before it got crowded. And I certainly wanted to get there before they turned my electricity off. I had one $100 bill to my name to last me until 2 weeks later, until the next paycheck. And so I went to the drive-through with a friend of mine. She was driving her car. I was on the passenger side. And my food totaled, and by the way, I had at that time 5 kids. They were little, and myself. And so I got Happy Meals and all kinds of food, and it totaled close to $20. It wasn't a lot back then. So my friend, before I could get my change back, she drove up to the next drive-through window, and I'm like, oh, I didn't get my change back. So they gave us our food, and then we both went inside to explain to the manager. Well, the manager didn't believe us. The manager said that, no, we don't. We need to count the cash drawer and make sure that we're not over. And they were really rude at this restaurant, very, very rude, and assumed that we were trying to, rip them off. But in reality, I truly didn't get my change back. So they made us wait until they counted the cash drawer and gave me back, I think it was $10. And I said, no, I gave the cashier $100. It wasn't, I didn't give her 20 or 30. It was definitely $100. That's all I had was the $100 bill. So the manager came out, told us to leave. And if I had to do it over again, I would have left, but I would have called the police because they literally took all of my money, and I had no money until to last me for 2 weeks. So I managed somehow to get through those 2 weeks. It was hard, and I'll never forget it. I ended up calling their corporate office, explaining the situation, and the corporate office didn't believe me and said there was nothing that they could do about it. So I just sort of tucked my tail and went on with my life. About a week later, I was at work and I was on break, and I was and I was broke. So I decided to clean my purse out. Just take everything out of my purse and just get it all organized. I didn't have uh, anything. I mean, there was no money. I was totally broke. So as I was cleaning out my purse, I noticed an envelope. So I opened the envelope up and there was $100. There was $100 bill. Now, looking back at this, maybe I did only give them $20, but where'd that come from? When I tell you I'm broke, I know when I'm broke. There was no doubt. And then how did the envelope get there with the $100 bill in it? Well, I stormed out of the break room and I said to my friend, "Did you put that envelope in my purse? Did you slip some money in my purse?" And she she said, "No, why would I do that?" She denied it. My other coworkers denied it. I don't know. Those are two instances in my life where it involved money, me losing money, and it comes right back to me. I don't know. Have you ever experienced anything like that? I don't know. It's been a lot of years and I never have been able to figure I never have been able to figure that out. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced anything like that. I wanted to ask that you guys please follow me on Instagram. I'm Tomorrow Again 1111. And I wanted to thank you once again for supporting my videos, supporting my channel. And until my next video, until I talk to you then, have a good one. And I'm wishing you guys the best of the best, sending you love and light. Thanks.